They say there are those days, because I do a lot of running. Um, there are days you absolutely do not feel like running, and those are called miles in the bank day. Those are just go out, get it through it. Um, when you get to the other end, you don't have a special time, you didn't do a great job, but you made it. You just made it. And that will build on that next time you are ready to go out and really push hard, get that PR, that you had those miles in the bank to build off of. So sometimes it is just miles in the bank. That's why we're here. Even if we don't necessarily going, I could miss today. Not that big of a deal. Boom, boom. 1 minute. We have 1 minute. Today is not a miles in the bank day. Today's a fun day. Today's a fun day to work out. We're all going to enjoy ourselves today. We should get started though. Let's do this first. Let's do this. Let's bring the knees up and start in a march. Opposite arm. I always have problems syncing this up. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Arms go with the legs. Just a little warm up here. Since it is the crack of dawn, well, okay, 9:30 is not necessarily crack of dawn, but it could be. We want to get started easy. You haven't been out jogging or anything yet this morning, so let's take it easy getting started. Bring that knee up just a little bit higher as we start to warm up a little bit. And up and up. Opposite arm, opposite leg. I got it going now. And see how high you can get that knee up. Feel the balance on that single leg. I forgot to do the intro. I am Ron. This is MSCR 50 Plus Goodman Rotary Functional Fitness Thursday morning at 9:30. It is good. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. All right, hands on the thighs right here, right here. Roll the shoulders forward. Cat cow we're going to start out with. So just bring the shoulders around, roll them towards the floor. So the head doesn't go down to the chest. It is just the shoulders rolling. Head, a little twist, little turn in, a little bend. And then finish up. Let's bring it up. Roll the shoulder blades back. Chest is out. Roll the shoulders as you're doing this. Give them a little reverse roll. And back forward. Rolling the shoulders down towards the floor. Head looking down at the floor. Chin not on the chest. Stretches through the upper back. Bring it up one more time. Roll the shoulder blades back as you do it. Warm up those shoulders. And let's do some forward rolls with the shoulders too. We did back. We got to do forward as well. A little bit bigger now. And keep them going. Let's get the legs going as well. Don't let them stop. Keep moving. Upper and lower body together. All right, stepping back. We're going to do a forward lunge to a reverse lunge going into a pendulum. Up and back, up and back. This time as you go forward, arms out, hugging the tree. Roll those arms forward and then step back, bring the shoulder blades back, opening up the chest. One more time on this side, forward, rolling the shoulders forward, stretch that upper back through the arms and shoulders, and then through the front of the shoulders and through the chest. And we're good. Other side, same thing, starting out with just that pendulum lunge, forward and back, forward and back. This time, reaching out in front as far out as you can get, long stretch, extend the arms out, and then as you step back, bring them up overhead, opening up the chest a different way, getting those arms moving in multiple directions. Shoulders are a universal joint. We got to move them all different directions to warm them up. Reach out, bring it back. We're going to do this one more time just because it feels really, really good. And out. It does for me, so we're going to do it again. Out and back. And if you've got one that makes you feel better and we're not doing it, you go right ahead and do it. If you've got a stretch that you love at any point in time, just go into it. You can't go wrong doing a little bit of stretch here. All right, kick it out. And out, out, and out. This isn't like grandma's meal where just because I put this plan together, you have to eat it all. Do what you want. You got something that works a little better for you today? If it gets you those miles in the bank, keeps you going, do it. Out, and out, out, and out. Push out. So we're going to still lift that leg. Drive the arms out as you do. Find that balance. So you're going to have just a little bit of time where you're on that single leg, couple seconds. That stance leg's really important. Make sure you've got the knees bent while you're doing it. Shoulders out. Roll, push. Roll and push. And we're good. We went front to back. Let's go side to side. Lift that leg up. Push the arm out to the side. Up and out. Up and out. If you're not ready for the balance piece, tap the toe. Up, tap, bring it back. If you're ready, when it's right, bring that leg up. Support yourself on just a single leg. Out and out. Out. One more time. One more right there. You got it. Coming back, we're going to bring the elbows together. Open up. Elbow fly. And bring it forward. Other side, step back. Elbows back. Bring it up. Reverse lunge. Chest is open. Front of the shoulders. And back one more time. Open it up. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Bring it back to center. All right. Feet out wide. Start out with just a little weight shift from side to side. Little arm swing as you go. Poo. Boom. Just the toe. Push off just enough that you can use that toe to balance you. And then hold and back to the other side. As you do it, arm across. Tap. Bring that arm cross body. Over and over. If you want, if it's right for you, and that trailer leg, bring it up off the floor. And up. Overhead. Reach. Nice, easy balance. You've got your foot going out one direction, the arm going the other, giving you that balance on the two sides. Out. Out. Tap the toe if you need to. Push. And push. All right. Knee right straight up with punch with the opposite arm. And bring it back in, nice and slow. Up, forward punch, and bring it back. As that arm goes out, rotate it and bring it back in. You want to feel it turning in the socket, stretching out those muscles through the socket, through the whole arm, the lower arm, the upper arm, and back down, finding that balance, single leg. Cross body, same thing. Reach, whoa, and reach. Having problems with my balance here. Over. That's why we do this. A little problems with my balance is a lot better than a lot of problems with my balance, which I had before I started doing these. Out and out. It's made a huge difference for me in being able to maintain my balance. We do a lot of hiking and can really tell it there. Out and out. Out. Last one. Right there. Shake that out. Grab a drink of water. Grab your weights. We're moving on. I got to grab weights. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Just grabbing weights. Got them. All right. First one, we're doing our shoulder shrugs. Shoulder shrugs. Shoulder blades are back. Chin is up. You're looking right straight out in front of you on this one. This is the key cue right here. Key cue for which you should do in the exercises, and that's keeping the chin forward, keeping the eyes right straight out in front of you. Bringing the shoulders right straight up to the ears. I got ears right. I didn't get shoulders right. And back down. Bring them right straight up underneath the ears. Hold at the top. Feel those muscles working from the shoulder all the way down to the neck. And back. As you drop, you want to feel the muscles working in the upper back on those shoulder blades, drawing those shoulder blades down, stretching out the muscles that we just worked as we came up, up, up. Squeeze it all together, hold it, and back down. Bring it up. Stay right there. Don't move until the muscles are starting to fatigue a little bit. You can feel them working. You can feel they're engaged. Keep your eye out in front of you. Don't bring the chin to the chest. And back down. We got time for one more. Bring it up. Don't let the chin come down. Don't let the shoulders go behind the head. We want to be right here coming up. Otherwise, it puts too much strain on the neck. And back, down again. All right, lower body, split squat, going into a stagger step. Right foot forward, left foot back. Sounds like an old Twister commercial. Left foot red, right foot blue. Ball of the foot to the heel on that front leg, knee over the ankle. On the back foot, you've got the heel up off the floor. You're going to come right down the middle, roll the hip, squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings. Glute, hamstring of that back leg. That's where the work happens. Pivoting off the ball of the foot, not off the toes. Roll the hip and come up. Go down as deep as is comfortable for you. It doesn't matter how deep you go, though. What really matters is how slow you come up and how much you can contract those muscles through that back chain. Up. Squeeze and hold, 15 seconds in. Down. All of these are timed so that you can do as many as is right for you. You take it at your pace, not mine. You don't have to do 12 in 40 seconds. You just have to do 40 seconds worth. And whatever that number is for you, that's right. That's what it is. Try not to go too much faster if what you're doing is going faster. Take your time. The longer you keep those muscles under tension, the more you're going to work them. And up. All right, other side. Shake that out a little bit. Give yourself a couple seconds to rest. Get back in that stagger position on the other side. Left foot forward, right foot back. On the ball of the foot on the back foot. Front foot, ball of the foot to the heel. Toes up off the floor. And bring it up and squeeze. Same thing you did on the other side. So by going down lower, what you want to do is take that back leg and lengthen it out a little farther back. So you want to make sure that you're not leaning forward as you do this. That's going to put the weight right into the knee of that front leg. It's not where you want it. It's just going to cause that knee problems. Right up through the middle if you do. So keep it back. Use those heels. Make sure that you're using the muscles in the back chain of the leg to do this work. They're the big muscles. They're the ones that are made to do these. 5 seconds left. 2 more. Down and up. Last one. Down, roll, and up. So I say we're timed and I say we're going to do 2 more. All I'm saying is that I'm going to do 2 more. You do as many as you can, or if you can only do 1 in that time, that's it. All right, bent over, reverse fly. One of my favorites. Butt is out, shoulder blades are back, chest is out. So you want that straight back, just like you're a skier. It's a skier stance. We're going to bring the weights out in front. Little bend in the elbow, bringing the shoulder blades back together, squeezing them, and forward. When you come forward, don't come all the way down. You don't want them to hit. That just takes away from the work on the muscles. If you just go down a little bit, you'll feel relaxation through the muscles in the upper back. Squeeze it, but you don't get rid of the tension completely. Up, squeeze, and back. Keep the back straight. Don't let your back arch. You shouldn't be looking at the floor. You should be looking out in front of you. About 5 feet out in front of you. You got that neck straight. Spine is straight all the way up into the neck, into the base of the skull. And back down. Up. Shoulder blades back and down. 10 seconds left. Bring it in, squeeze it, and back down. Up. Hold tight. And back. Last one. And we are there. Whew. So one thing we didn't do in warm-ups, so let's just do it now. Taking the weights, we're going to go wide set, just like we were if we were doing a hip hinge. We're going to do a lateral lunge, so a lunge to the side, knees over the ankle, butt goes right straight back. Coming down, pushing the butt back. Knee stays over the top of the ankle, doesn't go out to the side, or it doesn't go forward. Butt goes back is where all the work comes in. And push it up, out to the other side, same thing. Down, stretch out those muscles. That's why we're doing this, just to warm up. I got another piece coming, but for right now, let's just get those hamstrings stretched out a little bit. Warmed up and stretched out. Bring it down. Butt's back and up, down. All right, stay right here. Arm up, Doing a side raise and back in to the other side, down, butt back, arm up on the side, and bring it back. Alternating sides, really concentrating on making sure that butt still goes back. Shoulders are square to the floor. So as you're looking at the floor, you should be looking down right below you, not off to the side, and back up. So you just hip hinge, looking right straight down, and bring it right straight back up again. Down. The only reason you're going to the side is because that leg is bending. It's getting you closer, but that's it. You're not hunching forward or leaning out to the side. A couple more times on each side. And up. Let's do it. 4. And up. 3. Push through that heel. Feet are flat on the floor. Toes are forward. 2. And up. Last one. Down. And back up. Set your weights down. Grab yourself a drink of water. We're going to go into a little bit of movement. Breaking up the strength exercises, just a little bit of movement. Hands on the back of the head. Key thing here, elbows back as far as you can get them. So don't push the head down to the chin down to the chest. Get the elbows back, shoulder blades, squeeze them together as much as you can. Feel the chest open up, feel the muscles activate in the upper back. First thing we're going to do is just march in place, up and up. Get a feel for this. Bring that knee up nice and slow. Stationary leg, you're on the ball of the foot to the heel. Inside to outside of the foot. You want full surface contact from the ball of the foot to the heel. And up. Elbows back. Mine were starting to lean forward. Up or roll forward. All right, here we go. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Rotate through the shoulders. Bring that knee up and rotate. A little more balance issue here. A lot more balance issue here. Turn up and rotate. I roll right to the outside. It takes me a couple times before I get used to keeping that foot flat. Up and around. I push off too hard with that leg that's coming up. Rotate and down. Again, this isn't about reaching down for that knee. Whoa, don't do that. Around. This is about turning the shoulders, working the middle of the back. Getting some rotation through there, working the obliques outside of the core. Around and around. While we're right here, let's do it the other way. Knee out and squeeze to the outside and back. Up, out, and squeeze. Roll it out to the outside, bring that knee up and back down. Again, knee doesn't have to touch the elbow. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for these muscles, those obliques on the side. Squeeze and back up. Squeeze. Exhale as you do it. You want to feel the muscles working from the shoulder blade down to the hip. That area right in between there, you'll feel it heavily, probably in the rib cage. Up and up, as well as going down to the hip, but more in the top half. If you can give it 1 second in that contracted position, perfect. If that doesn't work for you, that's fine. Or toe out, bring it up, squeeze, back in, last one, and we're good. Reverse lunges, just nice and easy. Arms are down. As the left leg goes back, the right arm goes back. Balancing yourself out. So the right foot is forward, left hand is forward. Back and back. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 3-step reverse lunge. So starting now, 1 and up, other side, 2 and up, 3rd, and this 4th one, straight up, and then back down. So 1 and up, 2 and up, 3, bring it forward, knee comes forward, and take it back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take it back. 2 brain stuff going on again. 4, step back. 2, got a reverse lunge, and all of a sudden you take the opposite knee and you go up and then take it back again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Step it back. 2, 3, and 4. I can't get my arms right. 2. It's that whole upper lower sync thing. 4. Back. 2, 3, and 4. Take it back. 2, 3, and 4. You're stopped right there. Grab your weights again. That was it. Just a little cardio break in there. Give the body a chance to flip back and forth, muscles, then cardiovascular system. The weights are back. The weights are back. Palms forward. Just a curl. Up. And back down. Biceps. Anytime you pick something up, this is what you're looking for. The other thing you're looking for is when you do this, shoulder blades are back. Little bend in the knees. Standing upright. Usually what we do is we pick up something, and usually it's too heavy for us. We don't take like some of the stuff out so we can pick up a lighter box or whatever. But you want to keep the back straight as you pick something up. You don't want to lean forward. That puts all the pressure into the lower back. You want to be in that neutral position. Even if you're picking up from the floor and back down, keeping that straight line from the back of the head all the way down to the tailbone. Up, elbows forward and back down. That's where if you do have a heavier box, you can lift it closer to the body. The closer you get the weight to the body, the less work that it's going to be, the less effort that the muscles are going to have to do. Sometimes that might help you. Up, but when we do it, you want to try to be as far away from the body as possible, putting as much resistance against those muscles as you can get and maintain your form. Up, 10 seconds left. And back down. Lift. And back. Last one. Bring it up. Hold. Palms back. You're racked right on the shoulders here. Palms behind you. We're going to take and go into an Arnold press. Forward up. Back and down. So rotate the hand as you go up. Rotate the weights around, around, around. Elbows go to the outside. Don't lock the shoulders or the elbows out completely. And then back down with the palms back. This works all 3 muscles around the shoulder socket. You got 3 deltoids there that you work. Those protect the shoulders, stabilize it. Up and back down. And shoulders can use as much help as they can get. We use our shoulders for a lot. And they're not the strongest joint in the world, so we really need to keep those muscles strong all the way around the shoulders. Little added protection. Back. Bring it up. Should be feeling this all the way around that shoulder socket, front to back. Up. And back down. 5 seconds left. Let's get in 2 more. 2 more. Up. And down. Last one. And bring it back and down. Whew. All right. Stagger step. As we did before, you've got right foot forward, ball of the foot to the heel. Weight is in the back half of the foot from the ball of the foot back. Back leg, same thing. Little bend in that back knee. Front knee is over the ankle. We're going to go down into a hip hinge. So bring the torso over that front leg, over the thigh, straight down, shoulder blades stay back. Again, you want that straight line from the back of the head all the way to the tailbone. We're going to bring the elbows back right next to the torso. So in, right next to it. Finish up with the triceps kick back. Bringing the arms back, the hands behind you, extending at the elbow, but not locking the elbow out. Don't go to a complete lock. You always want a little bend in that elbow. Up, out, in, and forward. As you're doing this, you may have a tendency to drop the shoulders down and start looking at the floor. Bring the chin up, and that'll bring the chest out and straighten out the spine. In, out, back to the middle, and front. Middle, triceps kick back, hold it. Feel those muscles working in the back of the upper arms. Bring it up in that little curl and back out. Up, 10 seconds left. Extend, contract, and forward. Last one. Elbows back as far as you can get them. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Nice and slow, bring the weights out. Hold them there for a couple seconds. Bring them back in and down. Whew. Got that. Take a deep breath. Relax for a second here. We're just going to do a nice, easy forward step. Starting out with the step, but I'd like you to, if you can, coming out, a little bit of a lunge, just coming down a little bit down the middle. Push off the heel of that front foot and bring it back. Back leg does the work of holding you up as you bring that leg in. So try to do it slow. See what you can get. Try to get your balance on that single leg. It's always so embarrassing when I stumble. Up, out, and up, but it's real. That's the thing. I'm never completely solid, and every day is different. Some days I've got some great stability. Some days I don't know how I walk without falling over. Down and back. But the exercises have helped dramatically. As I've been doing this, my balance is so improved. Down and back up. All right, here we go with that. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Right leg forward, left arm forward. And bring it back. Out and in. Out. Arm up. Push off. Bring it back down. Forward and up. Back and down. Try to do this slowly. Makes it a lot harder. And bring it back in. That weight really helps a lot, though. For me, having that weight out there and back in counterbalances me as I'm coming backwards and back in. So it makes it a little harder. Is bringing the arm in at the same time I'm coming in. All my momentum is going backwards, requiring my glutes to do a whole lot more work. Up and back in. Point is, experiment. Try it different ways. See what's more challenging for you and try to do it that way until you master that. And then we can look for another way to do it. And back down, last one. Up. We have to do the other side. Out. And back in. Weights down. Grab a drink of water. Lots of change up today. Lots of transition. Keeps you guessing what's next. I'm kind of guessing what's next. What are we going to do now? All right. Balancey thing. You'll notice we've been on single leg a lot. It's the reason. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, up and hold. Back, 2, 3, knee up and hold. So step, 2, 3, knee up, back, 2, 3, knee up. Find your balance on a single leg. If you start going a little faster, 1, 2, 3, you've got more momentum to stop. It's a little harder. 2, 3, and up, especially backwards. 1, 2, 3, up. We don't a lot of times spend time going backwards and stopping. Again, it's just everything is good to get into a couple times to be able to do it so that if you do need it for whatever reason, it's there. You've done it. Your body knows what it's supposed to be doing. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, and up. Back, 2, 3, up. Balls of the feet. Little run. That's that thing. You can vary it. You can switch it up, modify it. That's the word I was looking for. Back, 2, 3, up. To make it just a little more challenging. Think of different ways you could do it that would be just a little bit harder than what you've got if you've got it down at one spot. 2, 3, up, back, 2, 3, and up. All right. So we did that front to back. Now we're going to do it side to side. 1, 2, 3, stand. Momentum is going side to side this time. A little different than front to back. I think it's a little harder. Up, then doing that front to back. And push. Here again, you can go a little faster. Up, 1, 2, 3, up. You can take it into it on the toes and do a shuffle. Up, 1, 2, 3, up. Whichever one is right for you. But keep challenging yourself. As you get one, go to the next. If you need help with the modification, let me know. I can find another way to do something. 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. Back, 2, 3. A little harder. Cross leg. 1, 2, 3, out. 1, 2, 3, cross. A little bit harder. Out, last one. And out. We got it. What are we doing next? What are we doing next? What are we doing? Okay, squat. Down, butt back, hands on the thighs for now. Roll the shoulder blades back. Another way you can do this is hands up to keep the chest out, or hands behind the back, rolling the shoulder blades back and up. This right here, grabbing the hands behind, rolling the shoulder blades back, really keeps you in that position you're supposed to be in when you do a squat. Knees are a little forward and back up, back down. So then once you get the feel of that, once you get, this is what a squat is supposed to feel like, you can bring the arms forward and still keep it that way and back up. So where we're going to go with this one is down. As you start to come up, lift the leg up. So what? Stay on one side. What I don't want you to do is come all the way up to the top and then lift the leg. Bring that leg up as you're coming up. All sorts of effort put in on that stationary leg. And back down as you come down. So we're trying to work everything together. Nice smooth movement. Everything synced together. Up and back down. It's a lot harder. It's a lot more work for that stationary leg because it's actually doing a single leg squat. Down and up. If that doesn't work for you, tap the toe out and put all kinds of pressure on this leg anyway. And back in. Out. And back in. Just try to get that leg moving at the same time that the torso is moving. Down and up. I was excited about this one. Down and back up. I really like this because it puts a whole new twist on doing a squat, but not making it impossible. Down and up. Last one on this side and up. Quadricep, hamstrings, glutes on that stationary leg really get hit on this one. They're super engaged. All right, start out down. And just tap the toe out to start out with. Back down, find your balance on that single leg. You're on the other side now. Don't go fast. Take this slow. You're coming up so you can really concentrate on bringing that leg up at the same time that the torso's coming up. Leg comes down as you're going down, but taking your time, controlling every inch of that movement. Up and back down. Bring it up. Hold. And back down a couple more times. Up. And down. Last one. Up. And back down. So if you're having any problems with that, find yourself a wall to get in front of with your hands not quite touching the wall, just a little off. And then do it from there, where if you need the wall, you can hold on to it, but giving you a little more confidence that you don't have to worry that you're going to fall over as you're doing it. So grabbing onto the wall when you need it, or the back of the chair or a counter, and then coming back up again. All right, we're done with all that nonsense. Grab yourself a water, grab yourself a mat. We're going to the floor. We got a half hour of floor. We have 30 minutes of floor exercises to do. We're not going to cheat the floor like we do a lot of times. We don't get enough time down there. Make sure you've got your water. If you want to take the water to the floor with you, good idea since we're going to be down here as long as we are. You don't need any weights. No weights for the floor. Just bring it on down. So we're going to be doing lying on our back, lying on our side, and quadruped, prone position on our hands and knees. And bring it on down. Start out on the floor, shoulder blades back, and relax. Nice and slow. Legs out all the way, arms out all the way. So we ended up doing a whole lot of balance. Single leg balance, dynamic balance, weight shifting. All of that is so important for the core as well as the thighs, the glutes. And bring it back in the middle. Squeeze it up. Tailbone extends. Feel the stretch through the lower back, glutes and hamstrings. And drop that down. Start out with the legs extended. You've got that lower back. We're going to squeeze the core muscles, bringing that lower back to the floor. As we do, arms up. Exhale, bring the shoulders off the ground. Remember, the chest is going to the ceiling, not the chin. And back down. So you want to keep that straight line all the way through the back as you come up. Really concentrate on not leading with the chin, where the chin extends past the chest. And back down. They move together. Leading with the chest, head comes up with it. Not a lot of stress on the back of the neck. And back down. We'll really start tightening up the back of the neck and trying to drive through the shoulders really hard. And back down one more time. Up. This time as you come down, bring the arms up overhead. Back of the hands go against the floor. Full extension. All right, starting out, roll the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Get them down as deep as you can. Feel the muscles working in the outside of the upper back, on the outside of the shoulder blades. And with that position, tightening up the fists, tightening up the arms, bring the hands up over the head. Hold. And back down. This exercise is specifically for those muscles on the outside of the upper back, so you want to make sure you feel it there. And you're going to get that from bringing the shoulder blades down and tightening up the fists, tightening up those muscles in the arms completely. And then like you're pushing up and back down again. So it's like you're actually raising something up over your head. You could do this with weights. Shoulder blades down, squeeze the arms, bring the arms up. And hold it. Bring it back down. We're going to add that curl up with this, or that crunch. So shoulder blades down, squeeze the arms. As you come up, start bringing the chest up, reaching towards the ceiling, and then bringing it back down again. Back and arms working together, not exactly in sync, but arms are coming up as the chest is coming up. Arms are coming down as the chest is coming down. Each one working independently, but together. Up. And back down. So we're working the upper abs, we're working the lower abs, keeping the lower back on the floor. We're working the upper back, the shoulders. Up. Squeeze. Feel those core muscles really engage. Exhale all the air out of the lungs. If I were doing this and not having to talk at the same time, it would be like this. Until all the air's out, nice and slow, and then inhale as you bring it back in. So when I do the exercises, when I'm working out myself, I'm always exhaling heavily in any contraction in a core exercise. And back, down again. All right. Feet up, crooked position, knees towards the ceiling, feet flat on the floor. We're going to go into a glute bridge. Nice and easy. We're going to squeeze the muscles in the lower abs first, getting that lower back down, And then squeezing the glutes to lift up through the hips, not using the heels of the feet to push up through, using the glutes. Squeeze the butt as you come up, bringing the hips up to the ceiling, and then back down again towards the ceiling, not to the ceiling. And back up. And back down. Again, core exercises, what I normally do is I exhale, take a deep breath. Because anytime you get in these positions and you've totally contracted your core muscles, you're working all of them. The obliques, the top to bottom, the side to side, and back down. So every time you can get that core tightened up, you're contracting all the muscles through the core, and those ab muscles are so important. And back down, and they're some of the hardest to work on and the ones people dislike the most because they are hard. But once you get them, it's so much nicer. All right, next one we're going to do is a reverse crunch. So staying in the crook position, arms out to the side, just bring both legs up, bring the tailbone up off the floor, squeeze the core, and back down. As you come down slow. Don't just drop your legs down to the floor. It's down slow, holding those lower abs tight. And down, up. Squeeze, exhale right here. As you do, as all the air gets out of the lungs, you'll notice that tailbone comes up off the floor. Just a little bit more. That little bit more is a whole lot more work for those lower abs. That's a good thing. Then holding the core tight, lower back to the floor, drop the heels down. If you can't drop the heels down or not keep the lower back on the floor, get the heels closer to the butt. Again, it's that lever length. Keeping the weight as close to the body as possible makes it easier for the muscles to do the work. And back down. And then you can walk it out a little bit. Once it gets too easy, then you can start walking the heels out just a little bit to give you a little more lever length, and you can adjust the intensity of this exercise by an inch at a time. And back down one last time. Up, squeeze it, tailbone off the floor, and back down. All right, we're going to put those two together. We're going to go from a glute bridge. So bring the heels into the butt. Get the heels in as close as you can. Keep the knees apart. Knees, hips, and feet all stay same width apart through this whole thing. Don't let the knees flare as you bring the butt up into that glute bridge. Coming down, we're going to reverse that crunch, bringing the knees up, squeeze, back down nice and slow. As the feet touch the floor, start bringing that lower back up off the floor. Using the core muscles, not the heels. Again, back down, crunch it up, reverse crunch, getting those knees up, tucking them in. Relax, release, back down to the floor, and squeeze the lower abs, squeeze the glutes, and drive the hips up to the ceiling. Back down, curl it up, and bring it back up again. Butt up in the glute bridge. Last time into the crunch, reverse crunch, bring it in, squeeze it, and drop it down. On our side we go. So this one is one we had talked about. Somebody asked about where their neck hurts with this one. If it does, get yourself a pillow to put underneath the head to hold it so that you don't have to squeeze the muscles to hold the neck up. You can just rest it on the pillow, but you still have that little elevation, which is going to help keep the spine in alignment. First one we're going to do on this one is extend the bottom leg out. Take that top leg. We're just going to do a rainbow. So we're going to go from the front, up, over the other leg, to the back, without twisting the torso. So if you roll back onto the butt as you do this, that's not doing what we want. We want to work these muscles in the outer hip, the glutes, and the obliques, that whole side of the hip. So what you want to do is stay upright on that hip bone, right straight up and down, perpendicular to the floor. Pick the foot up. Go forward without leaning forward. And here's the bigger one. Lift the leg up. Nice and slow. Feel the muscles working on the outside. And Tap the toe behind you without twisting the body. Up and forward. If you do it nice and slow, you'll feel the muscles hand off. So as you first lift up, you feel the muscles in the front of the hip working, front of the on the side of the hip, the front, and then you'll feel as you go from the center back, it switches over to the glutes and back as well as the lower part of the hip. And up and forward. If you can't do this without twisting the torso, again, just bring that foot over the other one and then come right straight down. The closer the foot is to the body, to the torso, the less work you're going to have through the abs. So do what is right to keep your form. That's the most important thing. And then again, you can advance it as you go. And with this one, it's just going back a little bit farther without twisting. And then up. I put my hand on the floor as a brace to make sure that I don't twist back. If you take the hand off the floor, it makes it a little harder. Up and back, up and forward. So you should feel that. We're good. You should feel that from just above the knee on the outside of that hip, all the way up through the glutes, going right up to the top of the hip. It's a good one for hitting all those muscles. Next one we're going to do is just a donkey kick. So with the rearrange here, lower leg is fully extended. The top leg is bent at the knee. We're just going to go back with the knee, keeping the knee at a 90-degree angle, kicking back and up, working the glutes and the hamstrings on this one as well as the outer hip. So bending the knee 90 degrees and just take that knee back as far as it'll go without twisting back. Again, the key to this one, the most important cue on this one is not to roll onto the glutes. Stay on that hip. Back. Don't extend the leg. It's really easy. Like it feels like you're going farther if you start to extend the leg out instead of keeping the knee bent. Keep the knee bent at a 90. You only need to go back as far as you can get with that knee bent. You're going to feel this in the outside of the hips, the glutes heavily, and the hamstrings for this one. Back. So we're doing a donkey kick, but we're doing it from a side and in, out, back, and in. One more time. Squeeze it, bring it back, and release. Outside of the hip is starting to get a little tired here. All right, this time we're going to do is take with that knee bent and up in the leg raise with the knee bent and back down again. So not only are we working the outside of the hip, we're working the glutes, we're also working the hamstrings to keep that leg bent at 90 degrees and keeping it at 90 degrees. You're always having to adjust those hamstrings so you don't extend or bring that heel in closer to the butt. Keep the knee at 90. So as you come up, and back down, knee staying at 90. Lower leg, you can fully extend it, making it a little harder. Or you could make a 90-degree angle on that lower leg as well, or something in between to modify it, to advance it just a little bit. Up and back down one more time. Bring it up and back down. Going to give the hip a break. Going to the obliques. So this is the one where you want to be careful with this. Use the elbow as much as you can to help keep the back straight. That way you don't have to use the head to draw you up. Head stays straight. You're kind of laying it down a little bit and reaching through with the hand, but using that elbow to keep the back straight. That's all you're using it for. It's not to help you up. It doesn't do the work. All it does is maintain your form for you. Up, squeezing. When you get to the top, exhale, just like we did on all the other exercises. Same thing. And you'll feel these muscles contract between the hips and the ribs. And back down. And back. It's a small move. This isn't how high up can you get, can you touch your heels, all of that. This is just bringing that shoulder up a little bit. All you're looking for are these muscles. And if you tighten up the core muscles, you won't have to go very high. Taking a lot less strain off of the upper body. And back down one more time. Up. And back down. Take that top leg, foot behind, straighten out the lower leg, and we're going to do an adductor exercise, lifting the lower leg up. Foot is parallel to the floor and back down. We're working the muscles on the inner thigh to lift that leg up. And again, in all exercises, pretty much when I'm working out alone, I really exhale through all of these exercises to get my core involved at the same time. And back down. And it's a good habit to get into, to take those deep breaths when you're working out, to get that hard exhale to help get the lungs cleared out and back down, as well as keeping oxygen. The more oxygen air you can get into your lungs, the more that's going to get into the muscles and help you with this. It'll also keep you from being sore the next day. Up. We can flush those muscles out, get the air, oxygen into the bloodstream, get it into the muscles, cleaning out the muscles. As we break them down, building them up. And back down one more time. Up. And down. To the other side we go, Batman. To the Bat Cave. I don't know if you were in my class earlier. I saw Batman over the weekend, so I'm still referencing it. All right, what did we start with? What is the first thing we did? Oh, rainbow taps, of course. Toe, forward, and back. I'm going to extend my lower leg out. This one, you really need that leg extended. Out and back. If you can do this without using the hand to brace you, fantastic. That's going to get the core more involved. But you have to make sure as you bring that foot back that you don't roll backwards. Forward. So that hip never changes. You're on the side of that hip completely, that hip bone, and you stay right there through the whole thing. Forward. Back. Forward. And back. Working it nice and slow. So this one is a lot of challenge for me when I take the lower hand off the floor as well. A lot of challenge. I really shorten up how far that rainbow is from that arc is until I can get stronger on the outside of my hips. Down, up and around, and forward. We're there. Whew, finally. All right, donkey kicks. Bend in the knee. And kicking that knee back and up. Far back as that leg will go. And back in. Don't lean forward to try to get the leg back farther. Don't extend at the knee. Stay up on that hip bone. You should still feel it right there on the floor. And back in. All you want to feel are those muscles right between going into the lower butt and the top of the hamstrings. Working to pull that leg back. Not arching the back, keeping it in its neutral position all the way through this. Again, if you bring the chin to the chest, feels like you're going back farther. It's not doing any more work for you. If you can keep the range of motion smaller, you protect the joints, but you can still get those muscles you're supposed to be working on. And in, out, squeeze, and back in. Into a hydrant. A side-lying hydrant up. We are not going to get to quadruped, so we will not get on our hands and knees. Up and back down. We just do not have the time. Up. Again, I say it all the time. So many exercises, so little time. And back down. Up. Hold. And back down. Outside of the hip. Heavy, heavy medial glute right in the middle of the butt on the side, as well as down into the hip and the hamstrings to keep that knee bent. And down one more time. Bring it up. Hold. And back down. Giving that hip a break, we are. Arm out underneath you. Use that elbow to help bring you up so that you can keep the neck straight, spine straight, and reach low. Again, small range of motion. You don't need a big range of motion. If you exhale, If you get that spine straight, squeeze those muscles on the side, contract. They're the ones that are lifting you up. If you don't feel it here, if you don't feel it in the obliques on the side of the core, you're using some other muscle to help you come up. And that's not what we're trying to get. We're trying to get that muscle between the rib and the hip. Ribs and the hip. And back down. Up. And back. Bring it up. And especially on a sideline, if you start bringing yourself way up, you're going to run the risk of hurting your lower back. If you can keep that spine straight, just come up a little bit. You never involve the lower back in this. Up. And back down. Lower back can stay home. He's not needed. And back down. Foot. Behind. Lower leg extended. Bring it right straight up. Foot parallel to the floor. And back down. Let the head drop. So I had my head up. I was feeling the strain on the inside of the neck and on the outside of the neck where I was trying to lift the head up. Just let it rest on the shoulder, on the arm. Up. Foot parallel to the floor. Up. One more time. Lift it up. Hold it. And back down. Slowly come up to a seated position. Take your time with this. We were on the floor a long time. We did a lot of strenuous exercises, stuff that really worked the muscles, but heavy breathing as well. So it's going to take a little longer to get your balance as you come back up again. All right, we're going to go into a rotation. So left knee up, right hand on the outside of the left knee. Rotate that back shoulder, chin is up, chest is out. Keeping that front arm right where it is. Chin follows the chest around. And relax. To the other side. Take it easy on this one. Give your body a chance to cool off a little bit. Blood to get equalized throughout the whole body. Breathing comes back down a little bit. Heart rate comes down. Rotate through that back shoulder. This is our cool down. This is not a point where you want to try pushing the muscles as hard as they'll go. We're not looking to build here. We're looking to cool off. And bring it back. Soles of the feet together. Hands behind you in a kickstand. You do this sideways. Hands behind you in a kickstand. Heels together, feet together. And then just walk the hands up behind you, letting the legs drop. Feel the stretch on the outside of the hips and the inside of the hips. Inner thighs, outer hips. Such a good stretch. Extend out the left leg first. Leave the right leg right where it is. Keep the hands behind you and push up through. Getting just a little bit higher into it. Bring the toe back as far as you can get it, feeling the stretch in the calf muscles. And other side, same thing. Extend out the right leg. Left leg goes wherever you want it. And bring that toe back, pushing up through the kickstands, through the palms of the hands, heel of the palm. Bring that toe back as far as it'll go, feeling the stretch. Keep a little bend in the knee, don't lock it out. And relax. Let's go ahead and stand up. We have to stand up if we want to go. And push up through. So hopefully today wasn't just miles in the bank. Hopefully it was something you enjoyed. I hope so. That may be asking a lot, but hopefully you enjoyed it. All right. Fingers intertwined, palms right up to the ceiling. Let's get that stretch in. This is the most important one I do, so I want to keep it. Roll the shoulder blades back. Get those arms extended as far as they'll go. And then bring it down in front. This gets the whole upper body. We did the lower body when we were on the floor. Stretched it out. And arms right straight down in front. Roll the shoulder blades back. Push through the fingers. Palms down. So the back of the knuckles in the palm side. As far down as you can get them. And shake that out. Hands behind the back, roll the shoulder blades back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, deep breath in. Stomach out, shoulder blades down, and exhale. I had a procedure done last week where they were checking my oxygen in my blood, and I was at 89, and they said breathe deeper. I did, and the oxygen level in my bloodstream went up to 97. It's important. The deeper you breathe into the lower part of the lungs, the more oxygen you get into the bloodstream, which goes to all the organs. Exhale. Up, deep breath in, stomach out, and exhale as you bring the arms down. We are done. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you guys taking my class. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Have a great weekend.